Welcome. I'm Linda Famila. We're currently in the World Figure Skating Museum and Hall of Fame, and I do marketing and public relations for the museum. I wanted to show you this case here, which represents the earliest known skates from about the 8th century. And what they are is bones from large animals such as deer or elk. And they would take these bones and then take the lard from, say, an animal such as a pig, grease it on the bottom of the bone, and then take straps and actually strap them on their feet with poles and use them to propel themselves across the frozen rivers in that part of the world, in Europe generally, where figure skating is believed to have begun. I showed you the earliest known skates from the 8th century. What we wanted to take a look at here is how the skate began to develop. For instance, these skates were from about the 18th century. And here you can see what we had talked about earlier, where they actually had to take the rope and strap them on their feet. Now these straps became part of the skate. So you could see there was actually a progression. And one thing I wanted to point out here was the curlicues on the top of the skates. And what was interesting about that was, remember, they were outside at that point, and they were skating on frozen ponds and rivers. However, they were covered with snow, so they would have to use them to actually push their way through the snow. As you can see, skating's come a long way, all the way from 800 AD with the bone skates that you saw just a few minutes ago. And now, right now, we're in our US and World Hall of Fame, and we're going to take a look at the Olympic dress of 1992 Olympic champion Kristi Yamaguchi, along with her Olympic medal from that year that is specially made with Lalique crystal. And Kristi not only was an Olympic ladies champion, she also was a 2-time national pairs champion, as well as a world junior pairs champion. And this skate in the case also has the signatures of all of our current Olympic ladies champions on it. One of the interesting things of the dresses that you see here is they are all designed by the same dress designer, Lauren Sheen. And here we have the Olympic costume worn by 1998 Olympic champion Tara Lipinski, the youngest Olympic champion ever. And here is her Olympic medal from Nagano, Japan. And over in this case, we have the Olympic costume worn by 1988 Olympic bronze medalist Debbie Thomas. And she skated in this costume against Katarina Witt in what became known as the Battle of the Carmens. And over here we have the Olympic costume worn by 1984 Olympic champion Scott Hamilton. As you can see, it's very different in appearance. These were the skates that he wore. And the Olympic medal, again, remember, each Olympic medal is designed by the host country, so they all look very, very different. And here he was a 4-time world champion. These are his world medals. This is the Olympic dress worn by a skater, Rachael Flatt. Rachael Flatt does train in Colorado Springs. This is the first year that she's our national champion. However, she was a 2-time silver medalist. Skated in the Olympics also and placed 7th. And one interesting thing about Rachael is she's currently the spokesperson for something called Reading is Fundamental. It's the largest and oldest nonprofit reading organization in the United States. This is the porcelain doll representing Sonja Henie. Now, Sonja Henie is the most decorated skater in the world. She won 10 consecutive world titles, as well as 3 consecutive Olympic gold medalists. And she's well known for being one of the first skaters to actually wear white skates and the shorter skirts. And I also wanted to show you, as you know, different dolls and toys have often portrayed different aspects of sport. And here we have a representation from figure skating with Barbie and Ken, and the famous Michelle Kwan skater is also shown on the packaging, and this represents Barbie from the Ice Capades as well as in different skating fashions. I wanted to show you some of the way children who have visited the World Figure Skating Museum have portrayed some of our Olympic medalists. Here, for instance, we have Brian Orser of Canada. He was elected into our World Hall of Fame last year. And hopefully this has got you thinking about skating as well, and you're able to come visit the World Figure Skating Museum and Hall of Fame sometime in the near future.